Good day, as you know I am Kaylin, and today we're going to be doing a video on upgrading from TNA5 to CS time. Now there's a few checks, just like with if you're doing TNA6 as well, there's a few checks that you need to do. First things you need to obviously make sure is that you're on the latest version of TNA5, which would be TNA 507B. And once you've done that, I need you to enter the configuration module, and then also check that all users are out if you do have multiple users, and then also check that your server is not running before doing this upgrade. And then obviously the most important thing of all things is to do a backup before you start doing any upgrades and processes, that you've got something should anything happen. Okay, so like I said, a few checks that you need to do as well in terms of files. So in your TNA5 configuration module, you need to go to your file menu and then file manager, which will open this screen, and you can then click on tag all, and you can freshen all files. Now depending on your data set, how large that is, it'll obviously take slightly longer for bigger databases or then shorter. To give you an idea, this database that we're busy using now is only 33 megs, so it's quite a fairly small database, so it shouldn't take too long. Once you've actually done the freshen, you need to also do a verify GUIDs. Now if there are any errors that do pop up, you can just click on the retry button. You'll see usually it's files that aren't necessarily in use on your system there, so you can just click on retry until it's run through all those files and freshen them. Okay, so we should almost be done. There you go. And then we do the verify GUIDs, which is the last thing. Same thing with with the freshen. If you do receive any errors or anything like that, just simply click on OK on this one and let it run through and verify all those GUIDs. Okay. And once that is done, then you need to do a backup of the data files again, because now you've done a freshen on all these files. So please do another backup with the TNA5 backup module, and then what you need to do is actually uninstall TNA5. Basically why you do this is to ensure that there aren't perhaps then the older version on your system that any other users would open up the wrong version, and then it would obviously give you a invalid file declaration because the versions aren't the same there. So please uninstall any TNA5 programs on the users, if you've got multiple workstations, on theirs as well as the main server there, and that can obviously be done through your control panel. So once you've uninstalled everything, you can then go and install CS time, and obviously downloading the latest gold version of CS time, you can then just double click on that and then it should run the install. I'm going to just move this over here. Let's see if we can minimize this so you can see easily, and then you would just then follow those instructions on the installs. Now obviously you've already got your data location is already selected because you're upgrading a system there. So we're going to just select other for now, click on next. You need to select the type of installation that it's going to be, whether it's a simple or advanced. This works as all the other versions. If you're doing a server setup, it's just simply a server with data, it's going to be a simple setup. If you have installing it on a workstation, you would need to select the advanced one and then obviously link it to that data then. So this is a easy upgrade we're going to do now. It's a single installation. We're going to choose simple, click on next, verify that your data is correct. This should be correct because it'll pick this up from your TNA5 INI where your data used to be, and then you can just your program files and then your data as well. If you're happy with that, you can just click on next and next again for it to install that. So now CS time installation will run. It will actually upgrade your files for you in the whole process of converting from TNA5 to CS time there. Okay, so you can just let that run through. upgrading the files. Now unfortunately you cannot see it's opened on my other screen now, but it's opened up the file maintenance window where it's actually running through the clockings and all your files there to upgrade. So just like you've done the freshen, it had those files that it ran through. It runs through all of them and it upgrades, and once it's actually upgraded everything in CS time and the installation is complete, you can just click on the finish, and you can then open up your user module to confirm that all the information is still there, and your users still have access. You can test that, and that your employees are there and clockings are there. And only once you're happy that that is all in place, you can then open up your comms, your server module and all that for that to run through. So it's still busy with another 50 odd files to go. So this process takes slightly longer than the freshen. Let's just see here, 7 files left. I wonder if I can, there you go. Okay, so that's done upgrading, and we can click on finish, and let's go and see if we can now run our CS time. So now obviously it's going to put in your start menu, it'll put your program files and that again. So I'm just going to click on my user module, and then it's going to pop up with your security message, because obviously now your license that you had in TNA5 doesn't apply in CS time anymore. So I skipped the step here. So what we need to do is, once you've opened up the software, it'll pop up with your registration screen, and you can then either go and select a file if you've got one. So I'm going to, let's just see, I have a TNA7 license here. There you go, and then you would apply that license, and it'll obviously do all your codes with your names and all that information. And once that's actually done, then you can restart the user module again, and all should be fine then for you to access that. I'm going to just quickly take a squiz here and see that I do have employees and all that information there. And that's how easy it is to upgrade from TNA5 to CS time. Not too much that needs to be done there. Just like I say, do a few checks, very, very important. Do your backups. If you don't have a backup of that data and something does happen to go wrong, you're going to be in a slight fix there. So please remember to do a backup, and then also do those file checks in terms of freshens and a verify good. That just makes sure that your TNA5 data is in good working order before it actually upgrades to CS time. And that's it for today, and please join me next time. Goodbye.